Hi, and welcome to episode number 12 of Get Involved Pittsburgh here on PCTV 21 and 47. My name's Tom Baker, and I'm your host for the show. Hope that you enjoy watching our Jefferson Award-winning Get Involved Pittsburgh television program here on PCTV 21. Been doing it for a couple years now. Always enjoy doing the show, and we've got a great slate of guests here for episode number 12. We're focusing on the idea of being empowered in Pittsburgh. We've got one of the co-authors of the book, Empowered in Pittsburgh, that's going to be with us here in just a minute or two, Ashley Boyne-Schuck. We also have Tim Lessick, Jada Shiriel from Every Child. We've got Bridget Kennedy from Bidwell Training Center, and Maggie Graham from ELDI. So we've got a great slate here for you in episode number 12. Empowered in Pittsburgh. It's a concept, it's an idea, and hopefully it's a movement. My wife and I, Erin, we came here in 2003 to go to graduate school. Our plan was to live in Pittsburgh for 2 years and just go back to the suburbs of Philly, go to Harrisburg, go to somewhere else, and kind of start our young professional lives there after graduate school. But we got involved in the city. We got empowered in Pittsburgh, started joining organizations, getting on committees, being mentors, serving in a lot of leadership roles here, doing leadership programs. It's really that kept us here in Pittsburgh, that helped us get empowered in Pittsburgh. So that's an important thing that I want you to think about at home. How can you become more empowered in Pittsburgh? What organizations, what committees, what groups, what causes need you to get involved and support them here in our city, in our regions? Welcome back. Our final guest on episode number 12 of Get Involved Pittsburgh is Bridget Kennedy from the Bidwell Training Center. A lot of great things going on at Bidwell Training Center. Welcome to the show, Bridget.
Thank you.
Very good. So what is the Bidwell Training Center for anyone watching at home that hasn't heard of Bidwell?
Sure. Bidwell's a career training school. We're a nonprofit career training school. We serve anyone who has a high school diploma or GED and lives in Pennsylvania. And so the students who come to us get a full scholarship that includes their tuition, books, and required materials.
Wow. And students are of all ages?
All ages. Our youngest students sometimes are 17 right out of high school, pursuing that as their post-secondary option. And our oldest students are in their 70s.
Yeah, I was amazed. You took me on a tour recently, and it truly was people of all ages there, learning, growing, gaining skills. Where does Bidwell Training Center, what's kind of the history of it? How did it come about?
Sure. So we originally started, we were founded in 1968. Manchester Bidwell was an organization, and it was being run by a church called Bidwell Church. And Bill Strickland, our president, CEO, our founder, he was running an arts program in the neighborhood. And so this Bidwell Church asked him, look, we've been trying to get this up and going. Could you take on this career training aspect? And so from there on out, he's been running it, and we just have these fantastic programs that really relate to the needs in our region.
Yeah. I think sometimes we have a moment where we meet somebody or hear somebody speak, and we just go home and we Google them a lot. I've had that twice with Bill Strickland, actually. I heard him speak at the African American Chamber, and then I did the tour with you, and I was just amazed by all the great things that are going on there. In part because one man had a vision, right? I mean, that was, since 1968. Tell us a little bit about Bill Strickland, maybe for those at home that hadn't heard that. I know he's former Pittsburgh Man of the Year for Pittsburgh Magazine. He's out there, but tell us a little bit about Mr. Strickland.
Yeah, Bill grew up on the north side, and he went to Oliver High School, and his story goes that he was a senior in high school, didn't really have any plans after high school, wasn't getting into trouble, but didn't really have any goals. And one day he was walking down the hallway at Oliver High School, and he heard this music playing, smelled this coffee coming out of a classroom. So he peeked in, and there was an art teacher there throwing clay on a wheel. And the art teacher saw Bill peeking in on him and asked Bill, have you ever seen this before? You want to try it? And Bill did, and he worked with this teacher throughout his senior year and really experienced his own growth and value and future through art. And he said the first time he had a piece, it was the first time he felt that he had value. And the art teacher worked with him to apply to Pitt, which he got in on probation, graduates with honors.
That's good.
And while he was at Pitt, he started Manchester Craftsmen's Guild that is still in operation today,
awesome.
And then a few years later, Bidwell Training Center.
That's just a great story, and it's a story of dreaming big too, right? Having a vision, finding something that you love, something that for him is literally built. I mean, that's
and he still does. He's
really?
always with the clay and making pots and dishes and really incredible art.
Right. So I mean, you talk about training, getting people skills, getting people jobs. There's also some creative stuff going on there too, though. There's some music going on, I believe, within Manchester. Right. So and Grammy, tell us a little bit about all the wild music that's going on over there.
So Manchester Craftsmen's Guild has two components to it. We are MCG Youth and Arts, which is an after-school arts program, or just really youth programming and arts. And it takes variety of forms. And then what you're talking about, the jazz, is MCG Jazz. And we have a concert series during the year. We bring in performances. We do programs for young people, exposing them to music. We have 6 Grammys. They're a combination. That 6 is made up of Grammys and Latin Grammys.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Have you ever gotten to hold one of the Grammys?
I have not. I don't even know where they're.
Where are these Grammys?
I haven't seen these Grammys.
Yeah, I know. Where's the proof? That's very cool, though. Just a lot of great things going on. One of our guests on episode 11 of Get Involved Pittsburgh was Gina Carl, that works with me at Big Brothers Big Sisters, but she is a big sister as well. She spent a lot of time at MCG over the spring, actually doing things, building things, making T-shirts with her little sister. So just a lot of really creative, great things going on with MCG. And then Bidwell Training Center, of course. So what are the kind of jobs that people are coming out, or the kind of jobs that they're looking to get from Bidwell Training Center?
We have 7 career training majors. 4 of those are in the medical field because, of course, medical jobs in our region, they're huge. And so a lot of our students go that way. And then we have 3 other majors: culinary arts, horticulture technology, and chemical laboratory technician. So they're getting jobs in the healthcare industry, also with green jobs. Culinary arts, that takes a variety of forms as well. So you're looking at doing restaurant work, catering, hospitality, training, and then chemical lab technician. That never ceases to amaze me. It's a 1-year associate's degree, and I go out with the students on the field trips all the time, and it blows my mind that the jobs that are right here with places that are big supporters of us: Bayer, PPG, Heinz, Nova Chemicals, Braschem. You know, a lot of different places.
I think that's something that I know through shows like Our Region's Business, Bill Flanagan, and the conference. They always try to get the word out that there are jobs in Pittsburgh. Absolutely. I mean, we have people leaving our city for jobs in other cities. There are jobs in Pittsburgh, but it's finding what sectors they're in and getting the skills, getting the abilities to be able to do those jobs, which it seems like Bidwell Training Center is certainly doing.
Yes.
So you talked about the culinary program. Do they make the food for your lunch every day? You and I had a 2:30 meeting, I think, so I didn't get to eat with you, but do they make the food at the center there?
You'll have to come back when we're serving lunch,
okay.
which we do every day. The students make the food. It is amazing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Amazing.
So you can vouch for them.
Oh my gosh, it is so good, and so much. It's great to see students come in and they have no experience and maybe no background in the area they're pursuing, and then watching them grow through the program and then seeing them graduate in the jobs that they get, and being able to share that with them. It's just a great experience.
That's great. So in your role, you're mostly onboarding them into the program, getting people involved with Bidwell Training. Tell us a little bit about what you do there.
I have a great role. I absolutely love my job. I get to go out into the community and inform people about what we do. And so I go out to high schools, community programs. I inform staff at places like OVR. It's really about just putting out a message, and then people can decide, is this the right training program for them? And the biggest thing for us is we do have that full scholarship. I want everyone to be encouraged by that. But the thing we ask students to really figure out is this right for you? And that we expect you to be here every day, Monday through Friday. So it's a 90% attendance policy. We want you to work when you graduate. And so it's just getting that message out there, and the people who are ready for that, who are saying, this is the opportunity I've been waiting for, it's saying, here it is. How bad do you want it? And I have seen the differences that happen in people's lives.
Right. You're literally, by getting them involved with it, getting them to decide to do it, you're changing their lives, or hopefully improving their lives in a lot of ways. You and I have kind of similar tracks. We both thought we were going to be student affairs people or student life people within college campuses, kind of went the nonprofit route. How did you end up changing kind of career focuses?
So I was in higher education for a few years, and I loved the work I was doing there with students and reading applications and interviewing and traveling. But eventually I got information about these educational opportunities, and I felt I really want to take this to people who don't have all the resources. And so around my 5th year of higher ed, I just kind of felt this pull to maybe try something different. Took a job as a writer for a while. And when I did that, I met Bill Strickland, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So you're talking about going home and Googling him.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I did when I first met him. I thought, this is a guy I want to work for. He is doing what's on my heart. And it worked out for me that they had a position open, and I've been there now 3 years.
For people that are sitting home thinking, I'd love to start something big someday, right? Just, something huge, something creative, something different, something that's going to change people's lives. What do you think about Bill Strickland made him successful? What makes Manchester Craftsman Guild, Bidwell Training Center, what makes it successful? How has he kind of sustained it, grown it, all that?
Yeah, a few things. I think Bill, my experience, interacting with him and then reading and working at his institution, he has a vision. That man always has a vision. And there's sometimes you hear about people being vision people and then people being the detail-oriented people.
Right, sure.
But he surrounded himself with the right kind of people who were going to help him work on his vision, but he put in that time. I mean, he was in a row house on the north side. He was working off a $10,000 grant to start the arts program. And then he just never ceases to see it for what it can be. And so even when it's small, he's there in the reality of that, but he's always moving forward.
That's great. Yeah. Very good. Well, tell us a little bit for maybe those that are watching at home that would potentially be good students at the Bidwell Training Center. How can they get involved with Bidwell Training Center?
Okay.
Want to share a little bit?
Well, to be a student at Bidwell, all you need to have is that high school diploma or GED, and that you want to work when you graduate and that you're going to commit to the program. So I really hope that if that interests you, if you really think this could be what's going to help you through a transition period, that you check us out. Our website is bidwell-training.org.
Great.
Yeah,
all right. Okay.
Bidwell-training.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, thanks, Bridget Kennedy. Thank you for being on the show. Keep up the good work at Bidwell Training Center. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that's going to wrap us up for episode 12 here of Get Involved Pittsburgh on PCTV 21 and 47. My name's Tom Baker. I always enjoy being your host on the show. We have a lot of great things going on with Get Involved. Our monthly Power Hour series is actually turning 3 years old this month. We've had 36 Power Hours. We have the monthly Morning Mix series. We graduated our third cohort of the Fast Track Community Leaders Program. We now have 30 alums of that program who are out doing good things in the community. We also have our annual Service Summit here in the region. For the last 3 years, we've had a Service Summit with 300 plus people at it. And we're having our second annual Harrisburg and South Central PA Service Summit in just a few weeks. So a lot of good things going on with Get Involved. I want to thank our board, thank our all volunteer staff. We all do this because we love doing this. We believe in the city. We believe in being empowered in Pittsburgh. So we have so many great people that are making this happen. I want to thank our production assistant today, our production coordinator, Billy Joe, who did a great job on this program. We hope that you've enjoyed it. You can always check out what's going on with Get Involved either at bakerleadership.com or getinvolvedinc.org. Again, Tom Baker kind of signing off here, but keep doing what you're doing in Pittsburgh. Get involved with one of the great organizations that our guests shared about here today. We had Jada Sherrill from Every Child, Maggie Ram from ELDI, Tim Lessick from Global Solutions, Bridget Kennedy from Bidwell Training Center, and we had Ashley Boyne-Shuck, who is everywhere doing everything with Glitzberg and arthritis actually. So we've had a great cast on episode 12. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've learned from it, and hope that you've been empowered in Pittsburgh to do more. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Get Involved Pittsburgh.